Uh, what's up? Mark here. You know, it's always funny when I see a bunch of hypocrites. People that want to judge you about things while doing either the same, if not worse, than you. Take, for instance, all these damn, Hollywood people, all these famous people. You know, you got, and I hate to even say this, but even Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and all them and everything got all this money, being a bunch of damn hypocrites, coming from nothing. They work their way, give them props for that. But then get up there, and it's supposed to be about remembering where you come from. But now all of a sudden they're all a bunch of elites and everything, thinking they could judge other people. Traveling all over the world. I mean, they got the money. They earned that money. So they're traveling all over the world doing what they got to do. All these vacations and everything else. But then want to turn around and lecture us regular people, the rest of us 99% who don't have all that money to travel all the time, go on these vacations and drive all these Mercedes and Caddies and Beamers and everything else, want to lecture us about climate. See, we don't have all the money for the gas to just take all these random trips and just go driving everywhere. When I was younger, and of course, gas prices it was a lot cheaper and everything. And being from Virginia, beautiful countryside, trees everywhere, I mean, I live out here in El Paso, so it's just like a bunch of open space, rocks everywhere, but back home, nature, the trees, beautiful scenic drives and everything. That's one of the things I love to do. One of the things I used to convince a lot of our friends to do. We'd pool our money together and take drives up to New York, Philly, Atlantic City. I mean, we used to just go everywhere, because gas was cheaper. And of course, we still were a bunch of teens. So, we'd have to pool our money together, but just because it wasn't about the destination, it was about the journey, the trip, just hanging with your friends and everything and stuff, but gas being more expensive, adulting, and all that. We don't have all that money to just take all these trips everywhere, go drive it everywhere and everything, But somehow, these people who have all this money want to lecture us about staying home more often, or taking a bike, or which I do have a bike, when I exercise, when I'm allowed to, going through my kidney disease and everything and stuff. I love going for bike rides. I mean, the trails they have on Fort Bliss, just love it. But as I said, you got these people trying to lecture us about climate change and the environment when they got all these yachts and all these cars and everything else, and have the money, obviously, to just travel and go wherever and drive their Maseratis all day and everything, but want to lecture us about saving the environment, the 1% telling us what to do. So I saw this video. I mean, it's, a few months old. As I said, I'm trying to clear my political folder. I just added, this week alone, because of the whole impeachment thing. This isn't even supposed to be a political straight channel. This is supposed to be just a channel to give my opinion about a lot of things. But because of this, the impeachment mess crap that's going on and everything, I'm adding like 20 million freaking videos and shit. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but it's just, especially after, I've been meaning to do this like all week, but I kept putting it off, procrastinating. And then one of my friends posted something earlier today on her Instagram that this whole meme, trying to criticize Donald Trump. And I responded to it. I was like, you do realize he's not impeached. Did y'all not take political science in high school? Do you not know how the government works? Which, of course, if you look at all the memes out there, since yesterday, oh my God, he's impeached. He's impeached. And it's like, none of you took government in school, or you didn't pay attention anyway, considering that, all we did is hand out, fucking, participation trophies and shit. When my kids were still in school, especially here in El Paso with a lot of kids because of their parents not even speaking fucking English and shit, just getting grades. There was a huge controversy in El Paso where Austin had to get involved. And I was on the PTA. So I had parents, and I was also on the GT board for El Paso. So I had parents bitching at me like, how dare they get in our business? And it's like, because you're a part of fucking Texas, you dumbasses. Although you act like you're fucking part of Mexico and shit, you are part of Texas. You get tax money, and somebody did a whistleblower thing, which I would have done it, and it sure as hell wouldn't have been. I had a lot of arguments with the parents here because I was a straight up whistleblower, but it's not like I was like whoever this whistleblower is in DC and shit, where I'm gonna hide who I am. Fuck that shit. I'll come straight out and tell you, yeah, it was me. What you gonna do? And I mean, oh man, I got teachers removed. I had other faculty removed. During my children's school time, I've had teachers fired, teachers removed, teachers suspended. I've had faculty removed, suspended, fired. I've had principals removed. I mean, I had a lot of parents that hated my guts because the reason why is because I'm sorry, I'm from Virginia. And my friends who were teachers back home, when I moved out here, literally handed me a stack of paperwork of the curriculum of what we have, or at least at that time back home, what we had. And I was an AB honor roll student until I decided to quit and get my GED because I realized I was smarter than my fucking teachers. And I'm like, the fuck I'm doing here. So the very next day, aced the GED like it was a joke. Didn't stop me in my life whatsoever. But anyway, so they were like, Mark, you're moving out to El Paso. School system really fucking sucks. Pay attention to what your kids are doing. And I'm a very big person when it comes to school. Pay attention in school, do your work at school. School is for school. School is not fucking playtime and shit. School is for school. Both of my kids were AB honor roll students. I'm getting all kinds of phone calls and shit how great my kids are. Daughter got her certifications in fucking Microsoft and all this shit before she graduated in high school. Something that most adults didn't get. Something I didn't get until after I got my degree in microcomputer technology. So I was very proud of my daughter. Son had his artwork displayed, in the museums downtown. I mean, both my kids were kick-ass when it came to school. Kick-ass. And you had all these damn parents, and I know I'm getting off topic here. It's supposed to be about climate change and shit. But both my kids did great. And I had to report, if I found out the teachers weren't doing their job, I'd go talk to them. Now, mind you, in the first days of school, I'd go talk to them. If I have to, my kids are going to do what they're supposed to do because I'm one of those parents. But if I have to come down here to talk to you, we ain't going to have a good friendship. It ain't going to be a good relationship. I mean, I had parents just hating my guts. And it's like, so you don't want your kids to actually fucking learn anything. You don't want your kids to actually get a real education. You just want them to get a fake written grade just so they could get a fake diploma. You don't actually want your kids to fucking learn anything. Or they're too, well, And this is all, of course, in broken English and whatever. Well, they don't speak English, like you. And I'm like, whoa, 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 don't give me that bullshit excuse. I went to school just like everybody else. I didn't wake up as a fucking adult. I went to school just like everybody else. And I went to school with a bunch of idiots that didn't want to be at school, would disrupt the class clowns, want to disrupt school. And I'd be like, you know what? You don't want to be here? Get out. Skip school. Get the fuck out. I was like, I learned just like everyone else. Now, let me point something out. Well, yeah, but both your parents spoke English. My parents didn't help me. I was smarter than my parents. My parents did not help me when it came to school. My parents didn't know shit. Well, all right, my dad was very intelligent, but my dad was just an ass, and he just didn't give a fuck. So my dad wasn't there to help. My mom was always working, but she didn't have that kind of intelligence, but she was always working. So she was never there. They were never there. So everything I learned at school from the teacher, and I studied, which is what you're fucking supposed to do. So I'm telling these parents, don't give me this bullshit excuse that you don't speak English, so your kids don't speak English. Weren't you coming to the United States? Didn't you not want to stay in Mexico? So why didn't you make sure your kids fucking learn English? But I'm sitting here going, whoa, 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 you motherfuckers come straight from across the border. Border's right there. Well, that way, right there. I got friends where their parents don't speak English, came all the way from China, the Philippines, Japan, India, came from thousands of miles away. They don't speak English, but their kids speak perfect English, just like me, and aced school. What's your fucking kid's excuse? Y'all literally live right next to the border to America, and you don't speak English. Friends coming from thousands of miles away didn't speak English, but speak perfect English. The whole time of our school spoke perfect English. From kindergarten on, spoke perfect English. So don't give me this bullshit. Well, I came from a foreign country. So did all my other friends. And yet their parents don't speak English, but they speak perfect English from kindergarten. So it just sounds to me that this is a you thing. So, this damn thing, I wish I could turn it off as far as it resetting or the whole sleep mode thing. But anyway, let me get back on subject. I can't stand hypocrites when it comes to climate change, and I have a huge problem when it comes to climate change. Do you not know that they've been collecting core samples in Antarctica for years? Do you not know they've been doing that? Friends of mine who are fucking geologists, have been paying attention to, the layers of the earth and everything and stones and all the other shit. We have had climate change since the beginning of the earth. Places that have flooded, places that were lush, inland seas that are now deserts. Hello, the Sahara. The pyramids literally covered halfway up with sea salt, meaning that the pyramids were there first, then there was a sea that covered them, and then the sea went away. We've had, did they have cars and shit back then? Not that we found, of course, but where'd the climate change come from back then? There weren't as many people. And we sure as hell, as far as we know, haven't found ancient factories and, carbon emissions and all this other shit. So we're the major ice age, the miniature ice age that we had, where did all of that happen if there weren't as many people? And we sure as hell have not found any factories or industry or whatever to cause the climate change and the carbon footprint and all that. The Earth's been changing. That we know this for fact. We know this. We have the core samples. We have all of this stuff to show all the levels of CO2 emissions from way back in the day, because the Earth just started belting out a whole bunch of fucking, from the volcanoes and everything. We know this, but it wasn't humanity's fault, but yet we still had climate change. So where is it that y'all are getting this stuff? But again, comes down to, and this is, I've had arguments with friends about this. Well, we could do more. The United States is already doing more. You want to talk climate change? Go talk to Russia, China, India, South America, Mexico. Why don't you go talk to the countries that are causing the majority of all the fucking pollution in the world? Why are you talking? See, it comes down to, why do you want to talk to the like say, I don't drink or smoke. I don't really drink, like rare, to where my friends are like, well, Mark, you don't even fucking drink. Let's just say it, you don't fucking drink. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but you want to blame me for like the crisis of smoking or something. That's like you trying to come to me. Well, like, Mark, you could do more. Bitch, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Why are you coming to me? Why don't you go to the people that are drinking, alcoholics, smoking, DUIs, doing drugs? Why are you coming to the one that's clean? The fuck? That's what these climate people are doing. They're bitching and arguing and lecturing the United States that is doing more as far as trying to eliminate carbon and all of our EPA shit and just all the regulations that we have, recycling. We are doing more than all these other countries. And yet you're trying to lecture the ones that are doing the actual cleaning, trying to clean up shit. We're already, hey, do you not see I'm already out here cleaning? Do you not see, why are you lecturing me? Do you not, I'm literally standing here cleaning shit as you're trying to lecture me. But no, you're not going to fucking China or India or them, lecturing them literally as they're, what pollution? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, you're holding a barrel that's dumping pollution. I don't know what you're talking about. You want to say that you're part of, you want to deal with climate change? Then go after the people that want to be anti-gun. Really? Why don't you go after the criminals, the gangs? Why don't you actually start really locking people up? Or people that it's a mental health issue. We know it is. People that are mentally disturbed, lock them up, bring back fucking insane asylums. Start lobotomizing people and shit. You want to take drastic measures? There's your drastic measures. Gun violence. You want to deal with gun violence? Well, I don't see y'all trying to clean up fucking Chicago, which is run by Democrats. I don't see you trying to clean up fucking Detroit, which is run by fucking Democrats. You're lecturing those of us who are law-abiding fucking gun owner citizens. You're lecturing us. Not doing anything about the ones that you want to show us that you care. Clean up your own fucking neighborhoods first. How about that? But anyway, let's get into the video. I had to go like almost 20 minutes getting off topic and shit. Damn.
Elite green signalers beware. The mainstream press has suddenly decided it's no longer going to overlook your climate change hypocrisy. That's right, Katy Perry. You can kiss a girl and like it, no problem. But if you lecture the rest of us about carbon dioxide emissions while on a yacht at a bogus climate conference, you are going to get hit in the kisser with a charge of hypocrisy. I have to admit, this is a fun turn of events. It all happened when Katy Perry, her fiance Orlando Bloom, and a bunch of other celebrities and politicians attended Google Camp. Makes sense, right? Celebrities known for their big brains are going to solve climate change. Google Camp was a 3-day, $20 million event held at a resort off the Sicilian coast. Katy and Orlando were joined by Leonardo DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, and scores of other notable celebs. Prince Harry is reported to have given an impassioned speech while wearing no shoes. Apparently, walking barefoot conveys commitment to the cause. But then there was a plot twist. Journalists and eco-activists started slamming the celebrities who had burned massive amounts of CO2 producing fuel to get there. Irish journalist Eleanor Hutch fumed.
Now, here's the thing. This was a Google conference. Google. So you're telling me you couldn't have a Google teleconference? Huh, Google? Huh? You're fucking Google. And you're telling me that you couldn't have a conference where everybody fucking is like a teleconference via satellite and shit? You're fucking Google, you know? So you couldn't do it through your fucking tech. You couldn't have some teleconference. No, you had to have everybody go there physically and shit. See, I'm sorry, Google. See, that was whoever thought of that is a dumbass because, if you wanted to show, and the funny thing is, I guarantee you next year, 2020, I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. They're going to promote this whole climate change event, concert, whatever the fuck it's going to be. And it's going to be basically this huge, internet televised fucking thing where everybody is, and they're going to be virtue signaling in the city. Yes. And everybody is basically calling from their home cities or coming in from their homes and everything. See, we care about the environment. Guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Guarantee it. They're going to hope that everybody forgot about this conference and they're going to push this other one like they are so much better than us, so much cleaner than us. And I'm going to be like, I'm still not falling for it, fuckers. You still have all your fucking cars. You still have your fucking yachts. You still have all this shit that burns more carbon than any of us because we don't have all that money to go do all that shit. So you're still out there burning more fucking carbon than us anyway. So yeah, I ain't gonna believe any of these fuck these people.
We're all lugging around keep cups and recycling properly while these entitled fools are taking 114 private jets to a climate change conference. World Bank Group estimates that each one of those jets produced more carbon dioxide than the average family generates in nearly 6 months. The many luxury yachts parked at the resort typically burn about 300 gallons of diesel per hour. The weird thing is that this kind of extravagant working vacation isn't anything new. The International Panel on Climate Change does it regularly. In 2015, the United Nations Climate Change Conference that created the Paris Climate Accord produced around 300,000 tons of CO2 emissions. That's the equivalent of burning 300 million pounds of coal, according to the EPA's Greenhouse Gas Equivalences Calculator. COP24, a subsequent UN climate summit in Poland, emitted an estimated 55,000 tons of CO2, or more than the yearly average of 8,200 American homes. These UN climate conferences are costing an estimated $150 million each year. Yes, I know some of the people going to these conferences purchased carbon offsets to make up for their travel. Fair enough. These credits typically go toward building more wind turbines and solar panels or to plant trees. But I thought the goal was to reduce emissions, not just offset them. If they want to actually lower their emissions, why not have a giant video conference that requires no private jets or yachts and still make donations for carbon offset credits? You would think that the world's largest tech company could pull this off, but luxury resorts off the Italian coast are just so much more fun. Up until now, the mainstream press and eco-activist groups have ignored bogus celebrity green signaling, but perhaps no more. Why the sudden change? Your theory is as good as ours. We just think this could be an important shift. If the people who are supposedly the most concerned about climate change must now actually live as if they are, this issue is going to get a lot more interesting. Yep. By the way, Katie, love you on American Idol. For the Clear Energy Alliance, I'm Mark Mathis. Power on.
But again, don't you just love when these people try to tell us how to live our lives?
Thank you for watching.
Don't you just love that? These fucking celebrities that have all this money that can go wherever they want, whenever they want, take more vacations, drive their cars way more than we get to for pleasure. Anyway, trying to tell us what to do. Hypocrisy at its finest. Anyway, let's get on to the next video. Let me turn this one off and I'll get to the, as I said, I'm trying to clear these damn folders. Whew, but there's so much going on with all this non-impeachment bullshit. Anyway, let me get on to the next one, y'all. Love you.